Second. Okay, we're recording. So, hi everyone, welcome to our SC call. Super excited to be back to this call. I missed it for 3 weeks, so I'm really excited today because we have another amazing international speaker. Super excited to hear her story. Her name is Deborah. She's a makeup artist and a skincare teacher, skincare professional. So of course she got interested in the capsules for how they can help the skin in aging, and you know, everything like about skin health. It's something I'm super passionate about as well. So I'm really looking forward to hearing her experience and their story. And she said no to the business for 7 times, but then she realized that she was doing the business already, simply sharing what she loved about the product. So she fast-tracked to SC in 6 weeks. Is that right?
That's right, yeah.
All through sales, and now she put together her team and she's going for SSC. She is from Ireland, and I'm super excited to hear your story, Deborah, so I'm going to pass over to you.
Oh, thank you very much for such a lovely introduction, and thank you so much. I'm beyond honoured for you to have me on. My name is Deborah, and I'm a makeup artist, a skincare tutor. I'm from Kilkenny in Ireland. I'm also a trumpet player. I play with 2 different brass bands. I have 3 small children, so I have a very busy life, and I also run my online business as well. So I got introduced to the product in January of 2017, and I began taking the capsules and the shakes for no other reason other than I was supporting a friend who had began in the business. To be honest, I had never heard of the products. I had no expectations whatsoever. So I'd say maybe 10 days, maybe 2 weeks into taking the products, I could see huge benefits and a huge difference in myself. I could see my skin beginning to plump out, and visibly I could, really see difference in my skin. I had great energy levels. I had a better, I was in better form. I was in better mood. Everything was just starting to be really good. I started to realize that I was feeling healthy maybe for the first time in my life. So naturally, as we do, when we, especially us women, when we find something that works and we think is great, we tell everybody about it. That's our natural thing to do. So I was telling everybody who would listen to me about this brilliant product, and I was telling all of my skincare students as well. And the more I looked into it and realized the amount of phytonutrients and antioxidants that the capsules contain, I knew the benefits, the long-term benefits this was going to have for your skin. Anybody who studies skincare or anything like it will know that if you can find a way of getting enough antioxidants into your body, you're going to really slow down your aging process. So that was impressing me beyond belief. So in the meantime, my friend who had introduced me to the products, put the idea of the business to me. So of course I said absolutely no way. I had no time. I was busy enough as it was. I didn't have any interest. And truth be told, I was probably more concerned about what people would think. So this probably went on maybe at least 6 or 7 times. It could have been more that I had said no to the business. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't interested. So I was watching behind the scenes what was going on and what way it worked. So when I realized that the business was, it didn't involve any ordering in stock, and that you could have customers in any of our different 26, 27 countries in the world. You didn't have to meet up with people if you didn't want to. You didn't want to have to handle money. I went back to my friend and said that I would absolutely I wanted to give the business a go. I think I might be really good at doing it, because at the time I had sent probably at least 30, if not 40 customers her way. And as she put it to me, you're already doing the business, you're just not getting paid. So that was 2 months afterwards that I had started on the product, that I began in the business in March of 2017.
So that's amazing. And for you, it was like natural, right? You started sharing the product that you love, and so that by itself took to SC. What happened after that? What made you decide that you wanted to grow into the business, and what did you have to do different to start building a team and to start really growing a stable business?
Okay, so I suppose I had no expectation of the business at all. I never kind of presumed that I would get anywhere, to be honest. And I probably went to SE a little bit different than most people do. Mine was just almost solely done in sales, and I can honestly, hand on heart, say that I've never asked one person to buy the product from me. Okay, so I made just a little few pointers. Usually I wing these Zoom calls, but because I said I might forget something, I just make a few points. So my advice on getting your business there, I think if you do, if you have the foundation right, your business is going to take off anyway. So my few pointers would be like, this sounds kind of ridiculous and like common sense, but it's probably the most important one. You must take this product every single day yourself, and you must become a product of the product. And that will give you that confidence in approaching people with the product. You'll have absolutely no issues of speaking about it if you really and truly believe in it yourself, and people will see the health benefits in you. So that's probably the most important one to start. Have an attitude of how many people you can help, instead of looking at the business like, how many people do I need, how many people do I need to bring on my team, or how many orders do I need this month. How many people can you actually help with this? How many families' lives could you change if somebody with an illness was taking this product and had all of a sudden a better quality of life? And of course, it's so important that we always maintain it's just fruit and vegetables in a capsule. It's never a cure for anything. But when you see all the customers' testimonials coming in of people with all different types of illnesses having fantastic results, it just proves to me, and probably proves to everybody else, I'm sure, that so many illnesses are caused by a lack of good nutrition. And that's why these are so paramount to our health. Absolutely everybody needs the product, whether it be men, women, children. Some people might say, oh, I'm kind of healthy enough. Just because you're not sick, it doesn't actually mean you're healthy. Absolutely everybody needs this product, whether they believe it themselves yet or not. Practicing personal development is so paramount to your business, for so many reasons, because we, like in every walk of life, you will come across negativity. We all do. So you need to have the right frame of mind to be able to brush it off, to keep going. And also, people want to be able to approach somebody who's positive and who's happy. Nobody wants to deal with someone who's going to be miserable, and that's not going to attract anybody. So you really need to be attracting what you're feeling yourself. Okay, meeting people face to face is something that's always worked so much for me. Don't get me wrong, social media is an absolutely fantastic tool, and I've got lots of my customers and some of my team members through social media. But if you can meet somebody face to face, they can sense that you're genuine about what you're saying. They can see your enthusiasm, your excitement, and that your confidence 100% in the product and also in the business as well. So if you can at all, what I do is I might have a small child in common with somebody else and say to him, would you fancy meeting up for a cup of tea or a cup of coffee? Never ever mention that the business or the product is ever going to come up in conversation. Without ever talking about it, it naturally will. People will say, God, your skin is looking really good, or your business is looking great. Would you tell me a bit about it? If they don't bring it up in conversation, the opportunity will come up for you without a doubt. It's only going to be a couple of minutes into a conversation with someone that they're complaining about somebody is sick, a child is not well, that they might not have had money this year to go on a holiday. So you're always going to have that opportunity to speak to somebody. So it's just so important that you have that confidence yourself, and that you're willing to share it with people. Then use your personal strengths to promote the product. Okay, so that could be your own personal story, whatever it may be. Your Juice Plus story, as we always say, and kind of have it off to a T yourself, that you can get it in there in conversations. My strength, I suppose, would be with skincare. So I would very confidently be able to tell people the benefits of taking the capsules, what they will do for your skin long term. So that's definitely my strength, and it's got me a lot of customers as well. And concentrate on your best customer care that you possibly can. If I have a new customer that's starting out with me, I would probably contact them on average of 2 to 3 times a week, either probably meeting face to face or give them a quick call. It's always more effective than sending a text. I find with sending a message to people, people can leave you hanging. They can maybe not text you back, and you might know if they've received it. If you're talking to somebody on the phone, you're face to face. You know that your message is loud and clear, and your communication is flowing properly. So that's really, really important. If you look after your customers, they're going to not just stay on the product. You probably have those for years, but they're also going to tell anybody who's going to listen to them, like I was doing, and like I'm sure everybody else who had great results. And then you also have your potential team members coming from your best customers as well. And then I suppose the last point that I would have is treating your business like a business. It really deserves that respect, and it's such an incredible opportunity. If you treat it like a business, it's going to pay like a business, and likewise, if you treat it like a hobby, it's going to treat it like a hobby. And I think if you get the foundation and all those things in place, your business, whatever you do, is just going to fly anyway. So that's, I think, getting those things clear to myself, I was able to get to SC in 6 weeks, and they were all done through people contacting me to get the product.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I have a couple of questions for you. First of all, I see a lot of times when you're a professional in, like, for example, you're a professional in skincare, you can have the objection of like, oh, but you know more than me, so I wouldn't be that good at doing what you do when you're offering the business to someone. So I would like to know if you got that objection and how you deal with it, and how you actually show the opportunity to people who have a different background from you, and also how you start up a new representative, a new distributor.
How I started out as a new distributor? Yes. Okay. So the first question, I've never had an issue. If anything, it's been the other way. I've never had people with the attitude of, well, you know more than me. If anything, people will take your word for it because you're kind of trained in this area, so they would be happy to take your advice. So it's so important to be, like I was saying earlier on, to be taking the product and having those results yourself. And people can visibly see that difference in you then as well, and they know that you're genuine in what you're telling them. So no, I've never come across that yet. I have a lot of people asking me, what would you recommend for my skin? And what I would always tell people as well, and this is a known fact, any moisturizers that we put onto our skin, they're fantastic. I wouldn't be without mine. They're a great base for your makeup, and they make your skin feel really good. But there's absolutely no proof or no evidence that anything you put onto your skin is absorbed past the first layer of your skin. Okay, so if you need something that's going to be repairing your skin on a cellular level, you need to be taking something on the inside, like the capsules. And then the second question, sorry, what was it?
How you start up a new team member, a new distributor.
How I would start out on my team, bringing a new team member onto my team.
Yeah, let's say you have someone signing up today as a team member. What do you do with them? How do you get them started?
Okay, great. So if I have a new distributor coming onto the team, I'll of course give them lots of information. I'll meet up with them. I'll arrange to do a live launch on their page, where I will come live on their page, and I will explain all about the product, how I got introduced to it initially, the benefits of all the different products. So the two new distributor can add whoever they like into this new page, into the group, and whoever is important to them to hear about this can listen in, and hopefully that will result in a lot of new orders for them as well.
Awesome. So you focus on the product when you get them started, so that they can share, leading with the product, not leading with the business, right?
Leading with the product initially, and almost straight afterwards then introduce new team members into their business. Yes.
Okay. And guys, if you have any question, feel free to write them in the chat or unmute yourself, so we can go through all the questions. For now, I'm going to ask you, Deborah, what is your next goal? What is your vision for your future in your business?
Okay, so in the next 5 months, I would like to be an NMD. 2 weeks ago, I hit SSC in the business. So yeah, I was delighted with that, and
congrats on that.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so I kind of have a clear vision now of where I'm going, and to just sharing the product. I couldn't stress to everybody enough. Don't get stressed about, oh God, I don't have enough customers, or I need to have more team members. Just keep, you know, wear it loud and proud. Take the product, share it with people. Everybody needs it. Everybody needs to feel healthier and needs to feel better. Just keep getting out there and sharing it. And no matter when you hit your promotions or when you don't, if you keep doing that, you are going to have success all the way to the top. And it's just infectious. If you're feeling good and you're feeling positive, people want a part of that. And that's just it. It's as simple as it is. I think it's so important just to keep the whole thing really simple. Just, stay positive, stay on the product, just keep sharing it, and you'll have to have success. You'll have no other option.
Love that about keeping it simple. It's so true. I agree totally with that. I think Tasha has a question.
Hi. Yeah, I do. Thanks, Deborah. I was excited to have you on the call because I saw you recently got your brand new promotion, which is very exciting.
Thank you.
So my question is, oh God, I have so many now. I've thought about it. So I suppose my question is, what advice do you have for mums juggling the business, and how, if that in any way, has that benefited your business? That's one question. And I have to ask you the other one, or I will forget. So hopefully someone will be able to repeat it for us. And the other question is, what was the decision that you had to make in your life, or what did you have to change for you to go from SC to SSC? Like, what was the jump? What was the change, if there was anything?
Okay.
And was it to do with like structure and team? Like what was that? Because very similarly to you, I pretty much did SC on my own. And now kind of I really see and understand the power of growing a team and knowing that, that's why I'm constantly on my team about, growing, duplicating team members from get-go, because no one taught me that. And Lauren wasn't my direct upline then, everybody, so don't worry. But nobody taught me that, I was never encouraged heavily from the beginning get-go about a team. So my question is, were you, oh my God, that was so many questions, I'm so sorry. Let's start with that one. Because that's an interesting one. Were you encouraged from the beginning to get team? And kind of link that to the second jump, and then we'll go to the next question later. I'm sorry, it's turned to an interview.
Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, of course. From day one, I was absolutely encouraged to build a team. I think I was just, one of these people that fly at the beginning. It just all took off so quickly. Excuse me. I was just bombarded, I suppose, with orders from people. So it just happened to be the way it went. I started to recruit people then, say when I got to reconfirm SC. And I took people onto my team, and it just, it's not always perfect for everybody. I had 6 people, maybe one got to SDD, one got to DD, but all these people just dropped off after a while, and maybe presumed it wasn't for them. And to be honest, at the time, it really, really knocked my confidence, and it made me question myself, am I a team leader? Am I cut out to do this at all? I'm good with customers, but maybe I'm not suitable to lead a team. Maybe it's me, like maybe I'm the reason. And one of our team leaders said something to me that really struck a chord, and it's stayed with me ever since. You can never say the wrong thing to the right person. If somebody hasn't come on the team, they're not meant to be there, So I just believed in that. I went to a convention then in January, and something struck a chord for me, and I began to believe myself again. And I went back recruiting, and I started to build my team, and I worked much harder. I decided I didn't have very much time in the day. I'm already very busy, so I needed to get up an hour earlier every morning. So I got up an hour earlier. I might have done 30 minutes in the morning. I might have contacted people, and I would have structured my day. So that was how I changed from SC to SSC. I began to treat my business like a business and stop treating it like a hobby. And I began to put more time into building my team, helping them achieve their goals and get on the road to success as well. And it all just naturally happened from there. And again, it was my mindset. It was just to get kickstarted with that belief in myself again.
Okay, amazing. Sorry, I switched. I'm in a different device now. Okay, amazing. So mindset, I had to just switch devices because I had to get out of this cafe. So mindset, okay, I got you. Great. So the other question I have, and really this is for the people in my team, what like advice do you have for mummies working this business and juggling it? And do you feel it's a beneficial thing? And if so, how can it be beneficial? Like, what advice would you give?
Yeah, perfect. Well, I always say a great audience for people are mothers who say maybe have small children, and as good as it is to have small kids and to be able to, to juggle on with that, it can be a very isolating time, and it's so great to have a community around you if you can, like a team like this. So yeah, being a working mother myself, and being so busy, it just my goal would be to be able to work less, I suppose, and to have more time spent with the kids, and that's what this business can absolutely give you. It can give you complete financial freedom if you want that, if you're willing to put in the work and that's what you want to drive on and do. And it can also give you like a part-time income. If you can give you money to maybe cover the expenses of your mortgage and have all those little luxuries in life. So you just need to be able to slot in that time. Maybe like I was kind of saying earlier on, that you might need to get up a bit earlier if you don't have very much time in the day. But absolutely, like it can give you life's little luxuries that you may not have just as a working mother. And it can also, you can have the option then of having this as your full-time career if you want to be with your children full-time.
I don't know where Tasha is, but thank you so much, Deborah.
I'm sorry.
Okay. No, she's there. Okay.
Problem.
But yeah,
Thank you.
No problem, Tasha. Thank you.
Thank you. So we have some more questions. Yvette is asking if you do shake in-home parties and if you do three-way calls with prospects for the business.
Okay, yeah, well, we would always offer a live launch on somebody's page would probably be the first step, that you come on and talk about the products. Then you would absolutely offer to do an in-home with one of your new distributors to help them get up and established, and hopefully they could possibly get a couple of team members even out of that. Sorry, and what was the next question?
You do three-way calls.
Yeah, Zoom calls. Yeah, we would do a lot of three-way calls, usually with my upline and then your new distributor as well. Yes.
Awesome. So, and you do the same for your team, right? So
yes.
Okay. And then also, Yvette asks also if you have a free group to add value. So if you have a free Facebook group to add value and create community, and then getting customers and distributors from there.
Yes, anybody who comes into a group, we would have, all the support groups. You'd have different success stories, customers stories, different ideas for posting that people can, come in and share. So we have an absolute huge support group. So any new distributor would never be left on their own. They have all the support that they need. And I think that's so important that they are taken by the hand and maybe treated like an apprentice coming into something, that you work with them really closely for the first month until they feel comfortable to stand on their feet, and that they feel comfortable in bringing in a new distributor into their own business. But yeah, absolutely, yeah, I'd be really, really into working closely with my new team members. Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you. And so Yvette says, I don't have anyone to do a three-way Zoom with upline wise. I don't know if Deborah, if you do the same, like when my upline is busy, I use a sideline. I do that a lot. Also, yes. I try to look for the sideline that I think will resonate more with the prospect I'm talking to.
Yes.
Is it something you do as well?
Yes, actually, I work very, very closely with two of my sidelines, and I would recommend this to everybody. Find somebody who you click with, who you have the same drive as, who you have the same ambitions for. They don't necessarily have to be on your team. I work closely every single day with two ladies who are my sidelines. They're not on my team at all, but we have the same ambition. We went to SSC, all one after the other. We're going on for Q, all one after the other, and then we'll treat ourselves when we get there. But it's so important. It's sometimes better to work with somebody like a sideline, and we really hold each other accountable. We give ourselves a daily DMO. This is what we're going to do, and by the end of the day, whenever we get to do it, it doesn't matter. We have to have everything ticked off. So it's so important to have somebody to hold you accountable for what you're doing. Otherwise, you can just, a day can go by or 2 days go by and say, God, I didn't have time to do that. But when you have somebody checking in on you, it's not possible to do that. So yeah, I couldn't recommend that enough to people, to work with, you know, different people in your group, whether it be sideline or whoever it is. But yes, that works absolutely brilliantly.
Agree 100%. I couldn't, like, I honestly work so much with silence, and I think they add so much value. And they really add value one to the other. And it's one of the beautiful things about this business, right? That we're not competing, but we're supporting each other.
Absolutely.
If I can just chip in, I think that as well, in terms of like, I think someone typed about the upline being in America. I can't see because my phone's being weird. Yes, the time zone thing can be a struggle, but you just have to find sidelines that, you know, you can work with. Exactly what you said, Deborah. Literally, Deborah just said that, but I just want to bounce off and link it back to that question, because I think that is really important. Like, if you don't have someone to do a three-way call with, and I also think, you know, with Team YOLO, with Lauren's team, we're so well connected. We've got people all over the world and in loads of different time zones. So if you're struggling with that, I would just post in Team YOLO and be like, hey, looking for people that I can buddy up with and do three-way calls with. Is anybody available? Is anybody interested? Because there's so many people in Team YOLO right now that are looking for that, you know, because we're very, very, very blessed that we have such a large international team. And time zones are a real issue sometimes. So we can just help each other out with that, I think. I just thought I'd add that in.
Absolutely. And, you know, like, the attitude of all of us, of our attitude is work together, stay together, rise together, you know, and that I would be happy to help anybody, no matter where, whose team, doesn't matter to me. That's the beauty of it. We all want to see each other succeeding, and that's what it comes down to. Doesn't matter when we get there, as long as we all get there.
Love that. Thank you so much, Deborah.
Thank you.
So if no one else has more questions, I really want to thank you once more for taking the time out of your day to be on this call. It was amazing to listen to your story. And you're really a huge inspiration, because they say success loves speed, and you show exactly that, how true that is. So really doing what you're doing great. Congratulations on your promotion again. And
thank you so much.
And thank you again for sharing your story and your tips.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been a privilege. Absolutely.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great week. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.